स्टार्ट करो। बच्चा को 76 40 36 एक बार सर welcome. Yes, sit here. Right leg. एक is sir. बैठ के ये तो स्क्रीन पे नहीं आएगा। ओके, सिटिंग पोजीशन और व्हाट? Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. At the outset, on behalf of Kendriya Vidyalaya, Air Force Station Darbhanga, I welcome Flight Lieutenant A.K. Singh amidst us. We are deeply obliged to him that he has made his benign presence before us today on the solemn occasion of Teachers' Day. Perhaps this is the day most important in our life. It's not for that we are teachers, we also have our own teachers. We remember them on this solemn occasion. It is their hard labor, their sacrifices that we are here. Now we present ourselves as teachers before you because they have burned the midnight lamp, thinking all around day to night about us. So this Teachers' Day gives us an opportunity to remember the contributions and messages of all our teachers. Flight Lieutenant A.K. Singh, Air Force Station Darbhanga, is amidst us on this occasion. I welcome him. At the same time, I welcome my colleagues, Dr. R.K. Chaudhary, Mrs. Aparna Kumari, and our computer sir, Avijit Gudenia. Once again, I welcome all of you. And before I request the chief speaker of the day, the chief motivator of the day on this occasion, I would like to mention few things regarding the life of a teacher. You know, every time a teacher thinks that let his or her students prosper in their life, do better, join important positions and serve the nation in their own way. They should have independent personality. They should just not be an image of parents or teachers, rather more than that. They should grow independently. They should have their own vision. They should behave like a responsible citizen. All these thinkings are deeply rooted in the mind of a teacher while he attends classes. He notes all our behaviors. He mends our behaviors. He makes us responsible in every aspect of our life. This is the day Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan was born. A great teacher, worldwide acclaimed for his contributions in the field of education in particular. He was a spiritual president of India. He had very vast knowledge of Hindu mythology, the oldest religion in this world. He most often quoted from the four sacred Vedas, 108 Upanishads, Vedant, and he always drew our attention to the good behaviors we are supposed to display in our societal life. We should be a good father, we should be a good son, we should be a good daughter, we should be a good wife, we should be a good family manager, we should all along try our best to serve the nation. The call of the nation is the clarion one. When the call of the nation is there, we sacrifice all our personal attachments, personal gains in the name of prosperity of our nation. All these are the meanings of education. He, throughout his life, imparted such messages for all of us. He only says that if you want to celebrate my birthday, let it be celebrated as a teacher's day, because the contribution of a teacher in our life is not less than the God. While I do not say that I am speaking on behalf of my teachership, but I think that all around the world, whosoever is involved in this noble profession are contributing their best. Very recently I was telling while I was in my class, you remember that the Chancellor of Germany once, what happened, a delegate of Supreme Court judges of that country, all the great engineers, great officers of the country, they met him. Ma'am, we have a request that our salary should be more than the salary of the teachers. And what's the reply? That is worth quoting. She said, no, how can you say that? You all are the producers of teachers. Only teachers have made you engineers or lawyers or whosoever you are. How it can be that your salary will be more than the salary of the teachers? That is the outlook of Western people about the teachers. Very recently we have lost the respect for teachers, and therefore such brutal pandemonium is there in our society. Everybody nowadays expects teachers to do this, do that. So many things teachers are supposed to do, because sky is the limit for a teacher. A teacher can never succeed in his mission 100%, because that is hardly attainable. The sky is the limit. But whatsoever they contribute, they shape up our life. Their contribution we should never forget. And I know Sneha is here in class 12. Her own uncle is my teacher, Professor Jayanti Kumar Jha. My teacher, I was taught by him. He taught us physical chemistry. Kindly do convey my message, Sneha, I am telling you, to my teacher, and pay my respect to him. I remember all my teachers on this solemn occasion, and I look forward that all our students will succeed in their life in all possible ways, in every field. Once again, I welcome Flight Lieutenant A.K. Singh ji to our Vidyalaya for this motivational session. Now, I would like to request A.K. Singh sir, Flight Lieutenant Air Force Station, to kindly pay homage to late President Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Sneha Jha from class 12 of Kendriya Vidyalaya Air Force Station Darbhanga to kindly deliver her speech on the life and deed of late President Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Sneha Jha.
Yes, sir. Good morning to everyone. A warm and heartfelt welcome to the respected dignitaries of the Air Force Station, Darbhanga, Principal KVS Darbhanga, my dear teachers and my fellow students. Teachers' Day is the most crucial occasion in every student's life. As Joyce Meyer rightly quoted, teachers can change lives with just the right mix of chalks and challenges. Teachers' Day is commemorated on the 5th of September on the birthday of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. According to him, teachers should be the best minds in the country. Teachers are the pillars of our society. They play an extraordinary part in the lives of our children, in equipping them with knowledge, strength, and to make them learn to face hardships of life. One of the India's most distinguished 20th century scholars of comparative religion and philosophy, after completing his education at Madras Presidency College, then subsequently Professor of Philosophy at the University of Mysore. The King George V. Chair of Mental and Moral Science at the University of Calcutta and Spalding Professor at Eastern Religion and Ethics at University of Oxford, by which he became the first Indian to hold a professorial chair at the University of Oxford. He was Upton Lecturer at Manchester College, Oxford in 1926, 1927 and 1930. In 1930, he was appointed Haskell Lecturer in Comparative Religion at the University of Chicago. His philosophy was grounded, reinterpreting the tradition for a contemporary from Western criticism, contributing to the formation of contemporary Hindu identity. He had been influential in shaping the understanding of Hinduism in both India and the West. He earned a reputation as the bridge builder between the India and the West. Sarpalli was awarded several high awards during his life, including a knighthood in 1931, the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award in India in 1954, and honorary membership of the British Royal Order of Merit in 1963. He was also one of the founders of HelpAge India, a non-profit organization for elderly underprivileged in India. Sarpalli believed that teachers should be the best minds in the country. In 1963, he also gained an award of honorary membership of British Royal Order of Merit. Sarpalli believed that teachers he is the only president of India who could not attend the Delhi Republic Day due to his ill health. He served as the professor of philosophy at Mysore and Calcutta. Teachers teach students very carefully and sincerely, just like their own children. They have been guiding spirits and role models, and we are grateful to them for everything. Thank you to all the teachers from all the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. A wonderful speech you have delivered on the life and deed of our lovely president. Though he is no more amongst us, but his messages, his sacrifices, his motivations, his knowledge, all will continue inspiring us and will continue working day and night for the prosperity of our nation in our own ways. Okay, now this is the time I would like to invite Flight Lieutenant A.K. Singh ji to interact with you. He has expertise in the field of motivation. You know, motivation is also a subject. Professionally, so many people, okay, one of them you might have heard. One is their Sadhu Guru. These days, he motivates us like anything. The way he explains the things is remarkable. Okay, Chetan Bhagat, there are many motivators working for us. We need to be motivated. Even a chemical reaction needs catalysis to occur fast. In the same way, if we have to achieve better in our life, we have to set ourselves motivated. Therefore, I call upon Flight Lieutenant A.K. Singh to interact with you, and now this session is in his control. You children are kindly requested to listen to what he speaks out here, and whensoever he interacts with you, you are kindly requested to answer properly with proper protocol, decorum, worthy of Kendriya Vidyalaya children. Okay, you know, Kendriya Vidyalaya is the best school education provider unit of Government of India. In all the known field, many innovative ideas they have begun with, and we all are very happy about it. Now, A.K. Singh sir, kindly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice introduction. First of all, hello all children. Am I audible? Hello friends, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. First of all,
Hello, sir.
First of all, I'm
Happy
very happy Teachers' Day to all of you.
Hello.
You are very blessed to have such beautiful teachers with you in Kendriya Vidyalaya in Darbhanga. I hope all of you are doing fine in this phase of Corona, because Corona is a very long standing pandemic, and it has to be there. It it has been there for the last 6 months and will be there for many more months to come. So you should stick to your protocols. Whatever has been said to you, like follow all. Follow all the protocols and all the messages that have been sent to you from time to time by the state government, by the central government of India, by your school teachers. There are very few of them, like wash your hands regularly, wear mask when we are going out in the open, try to avoid going to crowded places, try to avoid going to marketplaces, unless and until very necessary. I know you have been packed in your homes for the last 4 to 5 months at least. From the time being when the schools have been closed, your coaching classes also have been closed. But this is a very hard time and you have to stand strong in this. You can't help, nobody can help. In this situation when you have a corona pandemic going on, all you can do for you and your family is the only person that can help you and your family is yourself. They are basic things. You have to just, I'm telling this on the viewpoint of a medical angle. All you can do is stay safe, stay healthy. That's all. Okay, coming to the topic for which I have been invited by your the honored principal sir and the teachers to speak to you is about the Indian Air Force per se defense. By the time you finish off your board exams, like most of you are in 12th or for that matter are due are 21 are due for your 10th board exams, most of you must have built up a thing I'd like to go ahead with this branch or this stream or this thing as a career option. Some of you might be thinking of becoming doctors, engineers. Some of you might be thinking of becoming politicians, actors, businessmen, so on and so forth. And some of you might be thinking to do something great for the country, make your parents and the country proud of you, and that is by joining the defense forces. So I'll tell you, I'm here to tell you what can you do and what are the various ways of joining the defense forces. I'll be focusing on the Indian Air Force part. More or likely it's the same for the three services, either it be Navy, Army or the Air Force. So coming to the main thing, a brief history of the Air Force. Indian Air Force, before independence, it was with the British Army. Just before independence, it was the Indian Air Force, the Royal Air Force was inducted. Then after independence, the first spawn that was number one spawn was found in Karachi, which is there now in Pakistan, as all of you must be knowing it. Henceforth, various other aircraft, jets, fighter, helicopters, they were inducted and the manpower increased, and so the strength of Indian Air Force increased. I'll tell you what are the various types of branches in the Indian Air Force. I'll be sticking myself to the Indian Air Force part. Various branches are flying and then the ground part. In flying, you become a fighter pilot, you become air crew, you become the people who handle with the aircraft, their maintenance, and then there comes the ground part. In ground duty, you can be the logistics. Then in ground there are other different branches like ADAM, logistics, those who deal with equipment part. Then coming to education, then coming to meteorology, those who deal with the weather forecasting. So hence so forth and so on. There are various other branches in Indian Air Force other than the fighter pilot, because most of you must be having this opinion: Indian Air Force means fighter pilot. No, there are many more things in Indian Air Force other than fighter pilot. So there are two types of entry. How are you going to enter into Indian Air Force? First, it starts right from after plus 2. After you are done with your plus 2 senior secondary, there is an advertisement in the newspaper regarding entry to the Indian Air Force or the Army or the Navy. That is called NDA, National Defense Academy. It gives an advertisement in the, how many of you must be following employment news. So it's there in the month of October, likelihood in the month of October or November, there is an advertisement placed by the Ministry of Defense regarding the what are the various entry, what is the date of the interview, what are the qualifications that are required for entry into the that branch. So NDA, National Defense Academy. Then after that is when you enter through +2. Suppose somebody wants to enter after graduation, you have options even after graduation. Then NCC special entry. Many of you must have been inducted into National Cadet Corps. You must be practicing various other means various other programs that is being conducted with the National Cadets. So यहाँ पे NCC है. So many of you must be NCC cadets. So if you have A, B or C certificates, even then you can get entry into the Indian Air Force or the Army. Even in that case, you will be bypassing the first and the second phase. So you have various other prospects. How you can enter the Indian, you can get a job or you can enter the defense forces. Then coming to the qualifications. What are the various qualifications, the criteria to enter? For +2 entry means after your +2, the age starts from 16.5 to 19.5. So this is the age limit. Once you are after, most of you by the end of 16 you must be finishing your +2. So just after +2 you can start. It's 16.5 to 19.5, and then after the bottom limit. After that you are eligible for applying to that. Only once you do your graduation, you can. The age limit extends from 20 to 26, and that goes for other branches. That is not for the fighter pilot. That goes for the other branches like people who want to pursue something in the education branch, like those who want to be education officers or so forth. Then those who want to be meteorological officers, they also can gain entry after graduation. Then the NCC people, they can gain entry just certificates. Whenever there is an advertisement, NCC people have got certain reservation, like 10 to 20% NCC cadets, they are preferred over other cadets, over other candidates. Then coming to the type of commission. See, you can enter the force, I'm talking about all the three, either as an airman or as an officer. एयरमैन मीन्स यू माइट हैव सीन वो जो जवान होते हैं, और दूसरा जो ऑफिसर्स होता है. ऑफिसर्स आर द कंट्रोलिंग फोर्स. एयरमैन दे आर द executing force, you can say, more or less. Yeah, this happens that whatever the orders are passed from the higher authorities, that is dictated to the officers, and the officer dictate it to the lower and implement it on the ground. So this basically happens. So there are two criteria, either airmen or the officers. Then coming to the type of commission, there are two types of commission: short service commission and a permanent commission. Short service commission means you are inducted for at least 5 years or 10 years, 15 years. There are three things you and the permanent commission, you will be there till 60 years of age. That is the standard age of retirement in the defense forces. Coming to the ladies, because defense forces, they have now started taking ladies. Initially it was open in certain branches of Indian Air Force, but now they have relaxed things. People are getting the ladies, खास करके girls, they are getting entry into it. The first batch of IAF ladies, they have already been inducted into the Indian Air Force. So ladies can gain entry only through short service commission in the education part, and there are certain other few things that can, in which the ladies can gain entry. Then ladies can also gain entry as a permanent commission member. There are certain aspects. So if whenever there is the advertisement for a particular entry in the newspaper, they will very specifically specify what is the intake, what is the number, what are they looking for, is it open for girls or not. So you can very well make out the advertisement. The next, once you are inducted into the Indian Air Force or Army or Navy, I'll talk about Indian Air Force. Like myself, I am the medical officer over here. So medical officers, how do they gain entry? There are two types of entry for a medical officer, like a doctor. First of all, you after passing your +2, you give your NEET PG. Then you go into AFMC, Armed Force Medical College. After you have completed your MBBS, that is 5.5 years, 4 years of your education, 1 year, 4.5, and 1 year is the internship part. After that, you are inducted as an officer in the tri-services. After that, those passing out from AFMC, they will be having a permanent commission. Some of them will get option to go for short service, but majority of them go for permanent commission. And then there are civil doctors, those who have passed their MBBS or their post graduation from other colleges other than those of armed forces. So for them there is a separate notification for interview. As a doctor, you are directly interviewed and inducted into the tri-service, means Indian Army, Indian Air Force or the Navy. You don't have to go through any written exam or any other thing. You just appear for interview to the board. If selected, you are inducted. You are through. Yeah, but your medical standards have to be really good for that. So nowadays people are very active and people are taking care of their health. That is very good thing. So you can enter. Then the next lot comes how to get permanent commission. If you want to continue in the defense forces, you will be given chances to become a permanent commission officer. If you are through the exam, if you are through the board, then you become a permanent commission officer, medical officer. You serve throughout the life, through 60 years, what is the standard thing. In the meanwhile, you do your post graduation, you do your super specialization, and then serve. But if you are a short service commission medical officer, you serve for 5 years, you are given option. You can have an extension of another 5 years, another 4 years, that is a total tenure of 14 years. After 14 years, you have to leave if you are a short service commission in the medical branch in the Indian Air Force. Most of you might be thinking, if you enter the Indian Air Force as an MBBS doctor, what are the further prospects, future prospects, what are the other career options? There are two things. You get to do PG. If you are interested in doing PG, you get to do PG. After PG, you have option. If you want to continue in the defense force, in the Air Force, you go for the PC board. If you are through, you are done. If you don't want to continue as an after post graduation in the force, then you just do the PG. Then there is a bond period. You serve for the entire bond period, it's 14 years, more or less 14 years, and then you are free to go. I mean, you are free to go, leave the forces, and you can practice very well outside the defense forces. So, I guess I have told you what are the various ways in which you can enter, what are the various ranks or what are the various strata at which you are inducted in the Indian Air Force. There are officers and then there are airmen. Then what are the various modes of entry. There are three. I forgot to tell about AFCAT, Air Force Command Admission Test. That also is there. You can very well apply for that. The entire description of the qualifications, what are the age limits, and what are the QR they are looking for. That is very well there in the publication whenever it's there in the newspaper. Please do follow employment news, or if you don't follow employment news, then go to our own. We have Indian Air Force web page. It's there on Facebook, it's there on Twitter, it's there on Facebook and Twitter both. Then we have our own civil net, that is Career Air Force. You can very well access that. It's everything, each and everything about what are the various career prospects, how to gain into it. It's there on the web. Then finally, one last thing that I like to tell is the life in an Indian Air Force, or for that matter in the Army and Navy. You have the various pays and perks. The standard pays and perks are that of a central government employee. Yeah, you may be posted to different places. You'll have to be posted throughout India, pan India. You are not restricted to one particular area. So, suppose you are from Bihar, you might not be in Bihar for entire duration. You will be Bihar for hardly 2 or 3 years. But yeah, you'll get an option to move around. You'll get an option to move around, explore entire India. Next, there are various other things like various adventure activities that are also done for the people in the forces. First, there are trekking activities, scuba diving, you go for paragliding, you go for skydiving. That is all done through Indian Air Force. If you are really interested, you must have heard of Vindra. Then there are various other shooters, those who have represented Indian Army in the Olympics. There are other people, sportsmen, wrestlers, though they are also trained, and then they also represent the Indian Army at national, international, various other levels. So it's not restricted ki if you join the Indian Army, you just are the fighting force. No, you have various other options too. It's just that you have to show your interest where you want to go. Because once you join, yeah, sky is the limit. If you really will, you can do very good and wonders in the Indian Air Force. And not to forget, you must all be knowing what are the pays and perks of a central government employee. You get all the facilities, you get accommodation, you get medical cover, you get insurance for your family, for all those who are dependent on you like your father, mother, wife, children and yourself. So that is taken care of, irrespective of whether you are there with them or not. Suppose your family is in some part of India and you are posted to some other part of India. Irrespective of that, if they go, they are taken care by the nearby military hospital or for that matter Air Force hospital. We have got various hospitals across India. And it's not just the medical services or other services, they are restricted only till you serve. Even after you retire, even after you leave, there is ECHS program. Through that, your medical health or your medical facilities are taken care of, catered to. So there are various other pays and perks. Ex-servicemen, you might have heard of certain schemes of government that are open only to ex-servicemen. Means only to ex-servicemen who have served in the defense forces, tri-services. So you are feel free to join forces. It's not what is shown there. As of now, many of you must be seeing in the northern front, China. The things are very bad at that front. But let me tell you, once you are there, you feel okay. I am doing something for the country. People will feel very proud. My parents will be very proud to say when they are amongst themselves, okay, my son is there in Leh, my son is there in Ladakh, and he is fighting for us, and so that we can rest in peace here. So that is a very good feeling. I mean, when people tell you, okay, you're from the defense forces, you are respected a lot. Let me tell you, this is a personal experience, and people respect you a lot. So that gives a different feeling, irrespective of what you are paid, what is taken care of, what the care perks. So it's very good organization. I request you to join the defense forces after you pass your 12th, your graduation, or for that matter, feel free to ask us whenever you want. Any doubts, you can contact us. We are very close by to your campus. You can come, you can speak to us, or you can request other seminar or presentation lectures that will very widely be covered. What are the various other prospects? How do you enter the Indian Air Force? What are the other career prospects? These are the things. Last, I'm open to all sort of questions. If anybody is willing to ask, please go ahead.
Students, if you have any question, you can always share with him. He is here to answer. Students, my dear children, you can ask him any sort of question related to the topic what he has discussed here, you can put before him your queries. Children,
Yes, sir. I want to ask.
yes.
Happy Teachers Day to you, honorable principal, sir, teachers, and my dear friends. It's feeling proud to meet you all. And a great day today. Happy Teachers Day. I want to ask a question. Sir, after success in NDA, how can we success the SSB codes? That is very difficult to like a the psychological test which will be done in this SSB.
Yeah, I forgot to tell about the SSB part. That is,
Yeah.
people say कि that is very difficult, but let me tell you, that is not that difficult. जितना कि आपको दिखाया जाता है कि SSB clear करना is very very difficult. No, you just have to be. There are certain basic principles. आपका screening, the first part, there are 3 phases. First part is screening phase. Screening phase में there is picture perception.
Yes.
That tells you, they'll give you a picture and then they'll ask you to write a story or say something about that picture. In that, whatever comes to your mind, that you will judge on the basis of that. So
Yeah.
it's not that hard. What people say SSB clearing is very difficult. No. And one more point I'd like to tell you, people think ki SSB is just English oriented. Only if you know very good English, only if you are very fluent at English, only then you can clear SSB. Wrong. People who have got very bad English or thick-thak English, they also do very good. So we are not looking for very bad students. We are looking for, and even we are not looking for very medium, dull. We are looking for something midway. So it's not that hard. Let me tell you, it's very easy. People. There are majority of people who don't make it. Who make it in the second or third attempt, but people do make it. So keep trying. You will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Any more question from anybody? Okay, thank you then. Now I would like to request Dr. R.K. Chaudhary, present here amongst us in this motivational session, for vote of thanks. Dr. R.K. Chaudhary.
Thank you, sir, giving an opportunity to speak a few words as a token of respect, say, vote of thanks. First of all, dear children, whosoever joined, and even though whosoever not joined, say some other reasons may also be there. Blessing from teacher's side to all of you on the eve of Teachers' Day today. Honorable the Chief Speaker of the day, Sri A.K. Singh, Flight Lieutenant, Air Force Station, Darbhanga. The senior most teacher, Dr. Muhammad Muther sir. Senior teacher, Sri D.K. Sir. Teacher, Sri Abhijit Singh Menia sir, well versed in the field of computer. This is his contribution that we people are interacting with each other on this platform. Otherwise, it was impossible. So first of all, starting with the first speaker of the day, or the speaker of the day, Sri A.K. Singh, who have motivated you how to opt the services in the field of Indian Air Force. In fact, this is the counseling session, career counseling session was guided, who has given you a light on what way we can serve in Indian Air Force, and he has spared his time, valuable time, with us for 1.5 hours. So very much thankful to you, sir. And then it has been organized nicely. So total credit goes to Sri D.K. Sir, who is well versed in this organizing moment. So thank you, sir. And earlier I said you, Sri Abhijit Singh Gurenia sir, who has organized everything. This is the field of computer or other applications, so he has performed very well. So thank you, sir. And the last, not the least, all the children who have joined, I pay the thanks to all the children to thank one and all.
Thank you, Dr. Chaudhary sir, for mentioning the name of Abhijit Gurenia in particular, as far as Thanksgiving aspect goes, because all these arrangements for all these things, credit goes to Abhijit Gurenia, our beloved computer teacher. Everybody, I love him, I say, simply. And we are very much thankful to our children, class 11 and class 12 children who have joined this session on a very short notice, and that too in a befitting manner. And wonderful speech delivered by Sneha and all the lovely class 12 and class 11 children. Your respect and your good wishes to we teachers, we respect. We accept and we respect you for all those good wishes. We teachers also give our blessings on this occasion of Teachers' Day to you. And with this, this session is over. I do understand that many children have many other program today on this occasion during evening hours. They will be busy arranging for those things, and from tomorrow again online classes and all these things. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now all leave the meet.
Okay, ma'am. You don't go.
सर इसमें
तो आप वो प्रिंसिपल को भेज दीजिएगा पावर प्रेजेंटेशन, वो शेयर कर देंगे बच्चों को शेयर। यही ना आप चाह रहे हैं यहाँ ओके दैट कैन आल्सो बी पॉसिबल। द प्रिंसिपल कम and kindly have a talk with him also. He provides some time for this PowerPoint presentation. We'll organize, we'll join. Looking forward for your presence again.